It's Week 15 of the National Football League. And we've got C.D. Lamb. He comes into 5th in the NFL in touchdown receptions. This should be a good one to watch. And it get off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Alongside Charles David and Gordon, and as we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. They've been flawless all year long as they hit the stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out every week.
Eddie Perro about set to get going, and we are underway here in Arlington. And bulldozing is through. And he's able to get past the 20-25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And just think about what his ceiling in the NFL could be, because when you go back to his one collegiate season as a starter, the full season, he went undefeated, didn't throw an interception, and ran for over 1,000 yards as well. When you see him hit the field, you see a possible star in the making.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Jay Sanders. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it. So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. Off of play action, here's Lance. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown! C.D. Lamb. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Panthers head out for their initial drive, and at the helm is their second-year quarterback now. 1 overall pick from 2023, Bryce Young.
And what a performance in his last game. Couple of touchdown passes. That was positive.
But more than 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. What did Vince Lombardi say, though? Winning isn't everything.
It's the only thing.
And that's what he hangs his hat on after last week's game.
Young to throw it. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Eric Kendricks in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
3rd and 9 here. Young will set to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who's blocking and let his quarterback get hit.
The visitors' offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And here we are in the month of December with his name sitting atop the leaders in rushing yards as the season nears its end. Strong finish here in the final stretch of games could earn him the crown. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around. And this is caught. Touchdown! CeeDee Lamb. Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that well.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet. Aubrey good with a PAT, and it's now 14-0. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Panthers come back out onto the field for their second drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe. But
looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
They run here with Rico Dowdle. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. On the run, it's Dowdle. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Pardon me, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Oh, Young loses it. And this one will kick out of bounds, so they'll hold on to it inside the 10-yard line. Second time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Young to throw it. He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in, and they don't skip a beat. I think this team has a bunch of those guys, and some of them will be called on again this week.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now a play fake. Lance. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really good job in execution. They avoided the flag downfield and avoided giving up yardage for free. Really good coverage.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. This is caught inside the 15. And touchdown. CeeDee Lamb on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. And this is turning out to be something to monitor as this game goes along. That's now 3 touchdown catches for him here in this first half alone. Aubrey now for the PAT. And it is now 21-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Panther offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Here's Young. Pressure comes and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the home team who are out in front. Jaden Daniels has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently, they trail in that ball game. The Ravens looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And that one, all tied. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far. But there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be, but halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Out of the gun, it's Young. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Chauncey Golston able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Young from the shotgun. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Right there in coverage. Good defense by Micah Parsons.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock.
This is caught inside the 15. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 72 yards, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5. Aubrey now for the point after. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Young working out of the gun. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
From the shotgun, it's Young. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Now here's Young.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Looking to throw, Young. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. It's desperation time. Young on 4th down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. And that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give him a new set of downs. To throw, Young. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Young now. Forced out. Oh, Young loses it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. This is caught inside the 15. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that touchdown, his 5th touchdown grab of the game, and that ties him with Jerry Rice from 1990, Kellen Winslow Sr. from 1981, and Bob Shaw back in 1950 for the most receiving touchdowns in a single NFL contest. Aubrey now for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. We're facing a big 4th quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, where their defense has really struggled. Oh, Young loses it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And that touchdown is going to put him in a class all by himself. His 6th receiving touchdown in this one. The most by one player in one game in the history of the National Football League. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And it is 42-0. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. He takes his 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Young. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here now a 3rd and 20. One last shot for Young. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible. Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one. They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for our visitors, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.